Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. In the last episode, we see that Sora managed to pick some stuff about this mysterious girl that we may or may not have seen, but we still don't know her name somehow, and I mean, will we ever find her name? I don't know. In this episode, we're going to go over to our last world for, well, at least for this first half here. We're going to Halloween Town. Oh, yes, folks. You thought Halloween was over, didn't you? Well, think again, bitches. It ain't over until it's over. We're still keeping the Halloween spirit. I guess I probably should have just recorded this in October just to, make more sense out of it. Because, I mean, it's just right afterwards, and so maybe I probably should have picked this world first. Gosh, don't like the looks of this place. I bet it's crawling with ghosts.
Ah, phooey. There's nothing to worry about. You will be spooked if you already know what's coming. Not even real ghosts can frighten us anymore. If they take one look at us, they'll be the ones to run away.
You really think so?
Trust me.
Oh yeah, surely this wouldn't be that scary. Oh! Welcome to Halloween Town! Oh hey, Jack Skellington!
Ah! A ghost!
Wow, that was the best shriek I've heard in ages! If you're that easy to scare, we're gonna have a great time! Sorry, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Jack Skellington, and this is Halloween Town. People around here call me the Pumpkin King. So if you're looking for a ghoulishly good time, you've come to the right place.
Well, we aren't.
I am, though. Too bad, because at the moment we've got a bit of a problem in Halloween Town. What kind of problem? Well, like this. Uh-oh. He almost kind of looked like he brought the Heartless over, but I don't know. Maybe he was able to detect them somehow. Alright, so, yep, we got some Heartless to deal with, and we got some new ones here. So, these mummified Heartless we have here, they're the White Knights, another returning enemy from Kingdom Hearts 1. They're harder, well, they're much harder to hit, of course, and, I mean, well, they're definitely one of the more challenging ones, though. As a matter of fact, you may have noticed that, well, actually, before I go on, though, this is actually, this will be your first time picking up these Jack cards, so... So Jack Skellington, when you summon him, he's very much like he was in KH1, where he's a magic user, except for using heal though. But he uses a wider range of the magic, like blizzard, gravity, and thunder. I think that's pretty much all the magic he can use at the moment. And then we got some other Heartless here, the Gargoyles. Yeah, not much else to say about them though. Now I do want to say this though, when I was recording this, where I pretty much recorded the entirety of Halloween Town, this world did actually give me the most shit though, because and I think the reason for that though is because since I actually picked this world last, make it the last world, then that's why it was actually the most difficult, because I do believe that depending on when you actually use the world cards, then the difficulty will actually vary depending on just when you use them though. So let's say for instance, if I actually did go for Halloween Town first, then it'll actually be easier, and so the maps will be a little smaller. And so, therefore, the Heartless won't really hit as hard as much, though. So, that's one example, though. But if I were to pick, if I went for Agrabah last, then they'll actually be the same kind of difficulty as I'm having right now, though. So, not only will the Heartless be a little stronger and a bit more annoying to deal with, though, especially those fucking creeper plants. Guys, you know how much I hate creeper plants with a passion, because of the way they love to break your cards, and they use a higher number of cards, and the way their attacks are as well. Especially when their thorns unearth from the ground and you lose your removal points. Yeah, that's the reason why. And yeah, see, I probably should have moved there while I was recharging to reshuffle the cards. But yeah, let's say for Agrabah, then yeah, it was if I picked it last, then it'll be more difficult. So yeah, not only will the Heartless actually you'll have a much harder time just hitting the Heartless for being last, but also the map kind of changes as well, where there's gonna be there's gonna be more rooms, and so therefore the world is actually a little bigger for whichever cards they use, or when you use the cards, either first or last. So that's actually the reason why though. So because of that, I definitely had the hardest time just going through Halloween Town, and that's it for the Heartless battle.
What's the big idea? Why'd you go and call the Heartless?
I didn't call them. I just knew when they were going to show up. In fact, I'd love to get rid of them. They actually go around attacking people instead of just scaring them. Why are they here? I was just going to ask Dr. Finkelstein the same question. I'm heading to his laboratory right now. Follow me. Maybe we'll see some answers here. Hopefully.
Sora, what should we do?
I guess we better go.
I don't like this. What if he's leading us right to the Heartless?
Bingo! You saw right through me!
Ah!
I'm just kidding. Now let's get going. Yeah, way to spook there. So yeah, it's a little different this time around where, oh, and we also learned Terror. So, we need at least 2 summon cards and 1 item card. Now, don't exactly so much as worry about what it's showing here because, you know, it's showing that, you know, you actually need Simba and Mushu, for this here and also the, High Potion, but you don't really necessarily need Mushu for this, though, because we don't have Mushu yet, though. So, so you can actually use just any kind of summon card, though. It's just, showing that as an example for, what it is, though, so... Anyway, so yeah, the plot line's a little different here this time around. Where instead of like back in KH1, where Jack wanted the Heartless to dance for this Halloween festival, here he actually wants to get rid of the Heartless because they're apparently causing problems around Halloween Town where they're actually outright hurting people instead of just scaring them because they're completely against harming people. You know, they love to scare people, but they don't want to hurt them. There's a difference for that though, because they just like to have it all in good fun. But but they're not evil about it though, unless it's Oogie Boogie. So anyway, so yeah, as you can see here, yeah, you can probably just tell I'm actually just struggling quite very well against against the Heartless, and you can see here that this video is like, well, just about a half-hour long though, because I actually just go through. Well, I do what I usually do, just go through each of the rooms, and just go for the like, let's say, I think it was the Key of Guidance. Where I actually ended off at, and then for the next video, we'll just I just go straight to the Key of the Truth where the boss is. So that's usually how we go for this Let's Play, and so I'm actually still doing the same thing here. Because of that, though, this video ended up being a half-hour long, though, because for one thing, because I went for this world last, and well, I guess for one thing, in each of my playthroughs, I always go for Halloween Town last, but shit, I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, this ended up being a half-hour long because, for one thing, since the map layout is a lot bigger, because I went for this world last, and so, there's also a lot more Heartless to deal with, though. I don't know if it's actually just Halloween Town itself, though, because as I go around the rooms, there's going to be, like, a shit ton of the Heartless going around. Like, you'll encounter the White Knights and also the Shadows in the overworld. And so they actually just go right next to each other, and so there was quite a lot of parts to cut out for, and also the battles take a lot longer too, because they just keep on spawning endlessly. Like it's nothing but the White Knights, Gargoyles, and the occasional Shadows, and also Creeper Plants. And Creeper Plants are the most dickish of them all, and I hate them so much. And because the way they look to use higher number cards, and so because of that, I kept having to reload my cards constantly over all this here. And so, yeah, because of the way the map is, yeah, you see how much bigger it is right now, though. So that's actually part of the reason why this video is half-hour long, and, because I was trying to see, for how much of the battles I cut off until I get to the Key of Guidance. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to think about what it was called, but we're getting to the Key of Beginnings first. But the Key of Guidance is actually the second one that we're going for. So until I was led to here, though, but. Yeah, it still ended up being a half-hour long, though, but part of it's just, with the cutscenes and all that. And, most of it just being, like, the Heartless battles. I still do use the, let's see, what was it called again? The, I know it's a treasure room, where, we're just getting a chest with a new slate. Because I know I wasn't able to use the Moogle room, because I don't have enough Moogle points for all that here, so I had to go into grind some more, but, Calm Bounty, that's right, yeah, that's what it's called, Calm Bounty. Yeah, I do still end up using that one, though, but because I didn't have enough Moogle points, I end up not using the Moogle room. Oh, yeah, watch out for that fountain statue. It will shoot these water balls right at you, and I think Sora still does get confused from it all. Unfortunately, though, there's no way to get rid of it, though, so you're going to be stuck having to avoid the, those water balls that it shoots at here. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to say about it here, though. Now, I understand. I still have not been using Moments Reprieve, though, and I actually should be, especially for the upcoming ones, though. But I figured that, since for the first half of the game, when we go through the first few Disney Worlds, then I actually don't really use Moments of Reprieve, though, because the rooms are a little smaller, though. But as we progress through the game and we get through more Disney worlds later on, like especially in the second half, they do get much more challenging, and the rooms are a little bigger, too. So I think by that point, I'll go ahead and start using the Moments of Reprieve, especially for, especially because, since I had to record for so long, and I didn't want to record too long because that'd be a lot for it to handle. So I think what I'll do is at least before the Key of Guidance, I'll probably just go and use Moments of Reprieve. But that's gonna be like for the next Disney World we're gonna be going to, is when I'll start using Moments of Reprieve. And I probably should use those though, because I have a shit ton of those in currently though, and I probably should be getting rid of them too. But yeah, hopefully in the next world then I'll just be using the Moments of Reprieve, especially because how much bigger the worlds are gonna be. And we also just got Pumpkinhead, and it's a number 3, so I probably... Well, I mean, you could probably still use it for the slate, though, because at least there's a lot of strategy spray here. So, yeah, I'm just going to go around just getting the Moogle Ores, which I still don't really get enough of it, though, but... Yeah, it's still 230. I want to get at least over, well, at least over 650, and that should be enough for me to use the next one. And Sora learns Gifted Miracle. We, Summon card, Blizzard card, and this one item card. Doesn't have to be Bambi specifically, though, even though it's showing Bambi. But, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do, at this point, since it's going to be more challenging than I figured, I might as well just go and use the, my Moments of Reprieve cards, because I probably should, though. And I think this is actually where I decided to go and show off the, Bottomless Darkness, so, yeah. Now, Bottomless Darkness, it's actually Rechain of Memories exclusive room card. It does not appear in the GBA version. So what it is here, as you can see here, it is entirely pitch black. There is actually no environment, no terrain whatsoever, and all that, and no, nothing for layout, though. It's just all pitch black, straight through and through. And you're going to be encountering nothing but shadows, though. There's going to be no other Heartless, just nothing but shadows. And so because of that, the reason it's called, hence the name Bottomless Darkness, the shadows that'll be spawning are endless. So there's actually no end to them, though. So it could be good for grinding, though, but then afterwards, it's probably not worth it just because you're wasting your time for. So it probably wouldn't be necessary to show it off, though. So, I mean, the most of what you can do, though, is that you can just, progress forward, and then if you see a shadow, you just smack it, and then just initiate the battle. But I think what I did, though, is I actually just kill the first 5 of the shadows. I guess mainly to show it off, though, but yeah, that's it. Afterwards, then, it's probably not worth wasting time, though. But at least it's good for racking up experience points. And oh, good! I just got another random Joker. Yes, awesome. And a level up for us too. So let's increase the HP right here. So yeah, that's what it is. So if you actually see the doors that you need to go to, then you just want to go ahead and just go over those doors, though. So you can just ignore them, but or at least ignore the shadows that come after you. All right. So next up we have the we're going to go with the first one right here. And so those need an eagle number. So you have to make sure you have the exact number that you have here for the eagle sign. All right, and let's go in this room and see what's going to go on and why the Heartless are going around and attacking people around here. Allow me to introduce Dr. Finkelstein. He's a world-famous genius.
Yes, maybe I'm too smart. I'm afraid I've created something horrible. What's that? Well, have you ever stopped to think about the power of true memories?
True memories?
You see, my boy, our hearts are full of memories, but not all of them reflect the truth. The heart isn't a recording device. Even important memories change with time. They warp or fade, leaving us with but a shadow of what we hope to remember.
Could that be happening to me?
It happens to everyone. Some memories grow ugly, and some become more beautiful. If we could recover our true memories, the world would seem completely different. So I devised a potion for forget-me-nots that brings our true memories back.
Did it work?
Well, that's the problem.
As soon as the doctor got a whiff of the potion, Heartless started popping up.
Sounds like a failed experiment to me. No, my research is flawless. I just need another look at the potion to find out what went wrong.
I don't know. I mean, might have failed this kind of experiment here. Oh yeah, we see his brain exposed.
Unfortunately, it's vanished.
Maybe someone swiped it?
It must have been Sally. Jack, you've got to find her and get my potion back.
Leave it to me. Can I tag along? What for? I want to know more about these true memories the doctor keeps talking about. Excellent, then let's go find Sally. So basically the whole plot of it here is that, apparently, since Dr. Finkelstein got a whiff of the potion, that's when the Heartless start to appear, but then they want to find out, what happens if they actually, chug the whole thing, to get the true memories here. And so, it's, I don't know. I mean, it may seem like an original kind of story concept here, but, I mean, they kind of explored the whole memories theme, because, that's the whole theme of this game is, for memories or true memories and all that. But, it kind of comes off as a bit pointless, as we'll find out later on, though, because, because of Sora's own decision and all that here, but, we're definitely gonna see here, and so why would I think that though? So, so this room, I'm gonna go for alchemic walking though. I haven't really used this room card yet though, so I figured I'd just go and show it off. But yeah, that's basically what I do though. I mean, I kind of like to show things off here with just some roll cards. That's actually the reason why I want to go for the endless darkness or bottomless darkness, because I guess for Let's Play sake, just to show it off though. So, let's see. It looks like I don't really have enough card points for the next card on my deck though. I mean, I was gonna go for gravity, but yeah, I gotta say, I don't have enough room here, so probably not worth just having to go and go for a different card. I thought I would go for it though, but I just didn't have enough card points, so because they'll just overtake it here. So now as we go along through the world, so I never got to mention this at all. Now I actually did talk about this back in my Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 1 when we went to Halloween Town though, and yes, as you can probably see here, the art style or the textures are very much different. It has its own unique texture stylized, where things are more grainy, especially the Heartless right here, because Heartless around here, they're darker and more grainy for a texture, unlike with the other worlds in this game. And it's the same with the Kingdom Hearts 1 though. And that's actually something I really do admire this world for, because because they actually went for this texture to kind of keep with the whole spirit of theming of the Tim Burton art style, because since as you guys obviously know, that Nightmare Before Christmas is actually it's a Tim Burton movie. So they actually want to go for this kind of style. That's actually something I really admire for, because Tim Burton, he's very well known for making this creepy looking and very gothic looking art style, and it's actually real cool looking too, and especially the stop motion and all that. And I actually really do admire all the work for the stop motion in the for each of his movies, and it's actually pretty cool looking too. And I really like the whole aesthetic for Halloween Town, because it's supposed to look gloomy and all that, because it being a Halloween theme and all that though, and also for the fact with everything looking grainy and texturized and not as colorful though, and the characters look darker though. So yeah, that's something I actually do appreciate and actually admire for this game for, because they want to keep the whole spirit of Tim Burton for this here. So that's something I do appreciate it for. But I do want to bring up though that I'm not sure if I ever got to mention this in my Kingdom Hearts 1 Let's Play, is that despite the fact that the Nightmare Before Christmas is a Tim Burton movie, Tim Burton himself actually did not direct this movie. I mean, he did produce it though, but he didn't really so much as direct the movie per se though, because he was busy with other things. So the movie itself was actually directed by Henry Selick, which to those of you who might not know, he also does other movies, like for instance, he also I know he directed Coraline, which is another one of those stop motion movies, and also pretty bored by that too. But yeah, that's one good example. So if you probably might not know, then yeah, there's your little piece of trivia. So let's see here. Also, I do want to say though that despite the fact that everybody looks dark and grainy though, the only exceptions is like when you use the summon cards, like let's say for Simba, Genie, and Cloud, they still retain the very same colorful textures, and so I guess they didn't really go for those ones though. But yeah, everything else they still make it look like everything grainy and texturized and a lot darker. Just to keep just to keep with the whole spirit of Tim Burton. And yeah, I'm just gonna go around just killing all those shadows right here. So let's see what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I also did I actually went ahead and did a new recording here, because like I said, the video was getting a little too long, and so I figured I'd just go ahead and stop recording, because I know if I went over to where the key of guidance, then it was going to take a lot longer, so. And this is actually where I show off the premium room. I've already done the premium room for this Let's Play, so I figured I'd just go and show it off. So I already did talk about what the premium cards do, where, you know, they're great for using the slates and they come right back to you when you reload, but when you use it regularly, they're one-time use only, though. So that's why that, you know, it's best to use them if I actually do intend on using the slates, like especially for boss fights, because, you know, boss fights, especially against when you fight up against members of the organization, then they're actually then it's actually best to use slates, though, and that's actually the one kind of slate I'll be using for the next organization member we're going to be fighting eventually, though. Which spoiler warning, it's Larxene, because she said she's going to be fighting us next, but more on her once we actually do fight her, though. But yeah, if I do intend to use the slates, especially against boss fights, then I just use the premium cards. But if I intend to just use the cards regularly, then I don't really go for the premium cards that much, though, because, you know, that's actually the one positive and negative effect. So anyway, so yeah, it's actually what it is, though, is that for premium rooms, for the most part, after you kill off the last Heartless in the battle, then they'll drop up the premium icons, or just the premium cards themselves, though. And so you'll get this roulette wheel, and then if you press the X button to stop, then it'll actually just then it'll just select whichever card you just pick up, or just stops that, and that card becomes a premium card. So yeah, like I said, so it's always best to use them for slates, but not so much for regular battles, though, because since they're like a, you know, one-time use, then they'd be gone. You can't really reload them unless you use, like, you know, something like a high potion or something like that, where they where you can actually just reload the unreloadable cards like those. So now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking that, you know, I'm actually going around and killing off every single Heartless I find in this room, and you guys are probably thinking it's like, ugh, get on with the game already. Get on with those rooms. You're wasting your time killing all the Heartless. And honestly, guys, I mean, you know, the reason I'm actually going for every single Heartless is that, you know, I need the experience and all that, though. Like, especially just getting all the card upgrades and also more HP upgrades, because as I progress through the game, the game definitely gets more challenging as we progress, and especially for the later bosses, especially some certain bosses they'll be going to. Holy shit. I don't want to spoil and jump the gun here, but you know, we're going to be getting to some certain bosses that are some of the worst bosses I've ever had to encounter. Like, not like, you know, lingering will levels of boss fights, or at the very least, the mysterious figure for Birth by Sleep. God, that was a badly designed boss, honestly. But you know, not those kind of levels, though, but I'm talking, like, you know, some certain boss fights where, like, are extremely dickish. And so that's why I want to go ahead and just, you know, kill off every single Heartless there is, though, just for the sake of racking up experience and getting some level ups, and, you know, just upgrading my card points and also my HP, because trust me on that one, folks, I definitely need those, especially for the fact that, you know, I've really played this game so long, and my skills in this game are very much rusty, and so, you know, I don't know how well I'm going to do here. So I know part of it might be a bit of a lack of confidence in myself, but at the same time, though, it's definitely going to spike in difficulty, and I'd say it's very well worth it to actually just, you know, go off killing all the Heartless. Honestly, so that's why I just go and just kill off every single one of them, you know, for the sake of more experience. And, you know, I do the exact same thing with Pokemon games, where, you know, and, you know, as you saw for my Pokemon Let's Plays, where, you know, and I do this for every single game, where I actually go and battle every single trainer in the region, like, you know, every single one of them, though. And you know, I don't really just avoid them, though, because I know a lot of people would just try to avoid them just by staying out of their line of sight, like, you know, just going for the whole Metal Gear route, but yeah, that's what I like to do, though, is, you know, just battling every single trainer in the region, you know, for the sake of having my my Pokemon team getting experience, you know, especially for the later battles, like gym battles, or, you know, the Elite Four, and especially the Champion, you know, especially when they actually start to spike in difficulty. And so that's also what I do, just, you know, just go around and battling every single trainer just for the sake of getting experience. And so it's the same thing I do here in this game, too. Just go in each of the rooms and explore around and fight off every single Heartless that there is, though, because, you know, I need the experience, guys. I mean, because if I don't, then, you know, this battle's going to take a lot longer. I mean, this whole Let's Play is going to take a lot longer, and essentially I would have already hit a brick wall. And nobody wants that, right? Nobody likes brick walls. And especially when, you know, especially for those difficulty spikes and all that here. So that's why I just got to do them. So I mean, you know, just bear with me on this one, folks. I mean, I did what I had to do, and so that's actually what I need, though. Because, you know, you know, as much as, you know, for the amount of times I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, and, you know, and I'm very much, like, you know, very well efficient with whole play style, because you know, mainly because of my own preferences for playing those Kingdom Hearts games, and you know, just having gotten good at those from playing those games. But when it comes to gameplay like Chain of Memories and with the whole card gameplay, and you know, I mean, it still does keep the core combat or for the whole or the whole element here, but with the whole card gameplay and also for the whole difficulty, then you know, I'm gonna have to do what I must do. So I mean, that's all there is to it. But I mean, I will say this though, that at least the game gives you a lot of flexibility for using the strategies here, and that's actually something I can appreciate. Where I actually, you know, as a matter of fact, I really do appreciate this game for is just, you know, using any kind of strategies for us for those cards that you use, like especially for the slates, and you know, just how you use the cards. So you know, that does give you a lot of freedom for that though, and I really do, I really do applaud this game for at least giving us that kind of aspect, because you know, just being able to strategize and all that here, so at least it gives you a lot of freedom here. But I will say this though, like, I will always prefer, like, nothing can ever replace the original combat style in the other Kingdom Hearts games. Well, like, I would say, you know, this being a follow-up from Kingdom Hearts 1, then nothing will ever replace that kind of combat style. And then, you know, by Kingdom Hearts 2, then, you know, the combat, you know, they actually just, you know, take what's so great about the whole combat system in Kingdom Hearts 1 and just expand on it by making it more stylish and, you know, make it a lot more cool looking. And so that's actually what I had to applaud for. And so that's actually the reason why, you know, I'm very much looking forward to when we eventually do get to Kingdom Hearts 2. Because I know a lot of you guys are just thinking that, you know, hey, since I already got done with Kingdom Hearts 1, you think I would just go straight to KH2. But no, I had to do this game first because, you know, it's actually the true sequel to Kingdom Hearts 1. And so, you know, I'm going to have to go through this one. But, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to it, though. And hell, I am, too. Because, you know, I absolutely fucking love Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, Final Mix in particular, though. Like, maybe not so much with Vanilla 2, though. But Final Mix, though, god damn. It's just a lot of fun. And so, yes, of course, if you already guessed, I am, of course, going to be doing the, doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. And so, therefore, it's part of the 2.5 HD collection. Because, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix added a shit ton more. You know, in addition, just you know, being replaying that game though, they had a shit ton more, and for what's in store for us though. So that's why I'm actually looking forward to it and why it's going to be a lot more fun. You know, but in addition to gameplay though too. So, anyway, so here's our last room, and we're just about almost done with the video because holy shit, that's long. And so this should be where we find Sally here. There you are, Sally. I thought I'd find you here. Who are your friends? They're interested in true memories. You have the potion, don't you? Well, yes. Where did she pull that potion from? Could you give it back? I guess so, if you insist. But I'm afraid. All the doctor did was smell it, and the Heartless appeared. What if someone drinks it? Are you kidding? What could be more exciting? I'm worried, Jack. Isn't there another option? Any ideas, Jack? I can't think of a thing. I can! Give it here! Oh, that can only mean one thing, though. Oh, God! Oh, we're seeing this as a giant ass here. Oh no! The potion! Oogie! You again! Jack, where are your manners? I'm just helping you put the potion to good use. You should thank me. Well, well, just one sniff and the Heartless appeared. What would happen if I chugged the whole thing? That would be scary. Poor Jack, you can't hold a candle to Oogie Boogie. Time for Halloween Town to taste pain and despair beyond any nightmare. Pain and despair? Oogie, you monster! Come on, Jack. We've got to go after him. Yep, of course you go steal the potion, as we already would expect, though. So, yep, now we got to go chase after Oogie Boogie and try to get the potion back and, well, see what happens afterwards, though. I mean, are we going to see our true memories, though? Probably not, because of the way the game is, though, and so, well, for Sora's whole raising, which we're going to see, so. Anyways, next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories, we are going to chase after Oogie Boogie and, you know, see more stuff about the potion and all that. And, yeah, that's about it here, so. Until next time, I will see you guys later.